Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back. Welcome back to Benchmade Podcast. Benchmade Podcast. I accidentally said Benchmade. But Benchmade Podcast, where we coming off the bench to give you guys your sports. It's a wrap up of week 3 of preseason football. We almost done. Almost got one more week left. 75% done, and we out of here. I had a special guest that was supposed to come, but due to technical difficulties and things like that, with us being a startup, we still trying to figure out the kinks and bugs and kinks. You know how that go. Hopefully by the next episode, I should have somebody on it up here. It'll definitely be big, bro. Yeah, man. Like I said, we wrapping up week 3. A few good games, few good stories. I just wanted to highlight a few of them within this week. I kind of want to keep the episodes straight to the point. You don't want to go on rambling too much about all these damn meaningless games. That's for sure. Especially when a lot of these guys is gonna be selling Geico insurance in the next month, or probably on the Benchmade Podcast with me. But yeah, season starts September 7th, regular season of football. Please like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate all the likes and comments or likes that I've been getting, likes and subscriptions I've been getting. Like I said, can't wait to get this Benchmade Podcast up to the moon, and something just for you guys to, have something to watch, chill. You ain't gotta really tune into anything, but tune into what I'm saying as far as sports. You ain't gotta do the deep dive. I'll deep dive for you off the bench. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into it. So my first story for this week is New England Patriots versus the Vikings. Patriots came out on top. JJ McCarthy wasn't playing. Justin Jefferson wasn't playing. I don't think Addison was playing either, nor was the running back starters, I should say. But Patriots still look damn good with who they got. I don't know if I brought this up the last episode about them being a sleeper team. I think the last episode I was talking about Broncos, but I think Patriots is a sleeper team. They have a pretty much big 3 with Drake May, Trayvon Hendrickson, and Stephon Diggs. That's and they ain't even all 3 playing on the field yet. Stephon Diggs, he sitting out doing his bedtime, and Trayvon Hendrickson is 2 touchdowns in 2 games. And Drake May, what he did last season towards the end of the season, I'm sure that was rookie year. This is sophomore debut. I'm sure it's gonna pick up from that, or he might have a sophomore slump. But with Stephon Diggs to pick him up and in the running game, I don't really see how you could have a sophomore slump with that type. Plus with Lyman in addition, it's just the defense. Is the defense gonna hold up to what the offense is doing, or vice versa? We'll see. But yeah, I think that's the new big 3 in the league right now. And they looking scary in the preseason right now for the AFC. I'm not saying they gonna go crazy. They still young, still a young team. Luckily, Stephon Diggs will be one of the wide receiver vets for him. Would be one of the wide receiver vets. But youth always shows in the end. We seen that with sorry about that. Got a quick message. But we seen that with Jane Daniels. He was actually still poised towards the end of the year, but we expected him to go Super Bowl. And I wouldn't say he failed. It was more so the team that failed around him, and they just didn't play as a collective unit against the Eagles that game. So that ain't really on him. like let's go to basketball. Everybody was talking about the Houston Rockets, how they was gonna, kill the game. They only had a couple vets, and they got spanked. Ended up getting spanked in the playoffs. But yeah, youth always shows. So we'll see. But yeah, definitely a team to watch. Going into the regular season, I doubt they play their starters week 3, especially with September 7th being around the corner now. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, New England Patriots and Vikings. Vikings, they didn't have their guys in. But I don't really have much to say about it. I know the Vikings gonna do good. I believe in the Vikings to do good, pick up from last year. Probably not what last year gave, because they obviously don't have Sam Darnold, which is over there at the Seahawks now, doing his thing actually, doing his thing damn good. But he's at the Seahawks, and JJ McCarthy pretty much has to live up to that reputation of what he presented to them last season. And that's some big shoes to fill. I believe I said that before. But yeah, so is New England Patriots Big 3 gonna take over the game? Who knows? We'll see. Me personally, I don't want to see it, especially with it being in the AFC. I don't want to see them go from boo-boo cheeks to Big 3 out of nowhere. But at this point, looking at it, it looks like it could be inevitable, potentially for real. But we'll see, man. Shout out to Patriots. Shout out to the homie. He a Patriots fan, but he need to lay off the Steelers. That's for sure. Yeah. Next segment or next game that I highlighted. Browns versus Eagles. Eagles didn't play all their starters this week. Probably had a few sprinkles here and there. Browns ended up coming out on top against them as well. But obviously it's preseason game. Nobody really taking this shit serious. But the biggest story coming from that will be Dylan Gabriel's debut. He came for 13 of 18, 73% completions, 1 INT. I think he did pretty decent. Did pretty good besides the interception. He didn't throw a touchdown pass. I feel like it's really an uphill battle for him. Everybody's saying it's an uphill battle for Shedeur Sanders, but I don't think so, especially with him being the guy that's coming off the bench, or not coming off the, well, he is coming off the bench, but him being the guy that everybody's just looking at like in disgust. Like, why is this motherfucker coming in 3rd round over Shedeur Sanders? So he got some big shoes to fill as well. He probably one of the guys in the huddle or in the locker room where they just like they huddling around Shedeur, yeah nigga, and get Dylan Gabriel over there just looking, looking in the corner. When am I gonna be able to play? Like fucking, y'all ever seen The Longest Yard when the Hispanic dude, when Michael Irving, they all walked out and it's like, here comes the boom, here comes the, and the Hispanic dude looking, he start crying like, I'll never get to play. I'll probably pull it up on a clip just so y'all can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's Dylan Gabriel right now. He the outcast. He the one that really got to prove himself, because everybody else, they already got even though they say Joe Flacco is their first, Kenny Pickett might be their second, Dylan third, whatever it is, everybody got their mindset on Shedeur starting by the end of this year, or at least be a second string by middle of the season. I just don't see a world where Dylan Gabriel really starts over him. I don't know why this is going on like this, but I mean, it's football and the NFL is politics, so it is what it is. But Dylan Gabriel did take a little mild shot at Shedeur. He said there's entertainers and there's competitors, and I understand that, but my job is to compete. basically he's saying there's entertain. He tried to clean it up and say the entertainers are the people who's us, pretty much podcasters, sports analysts, people who deep dives into all sports talk and sports drama, analytics and all that. People who try to create stories and whatnot. But it seemed like in the beginning, and I could believe what he's saying. I could take it like that. But when I first heard it, I instantly thought, bro, taking a shot at Shedeur. Basically, because Shedeur is who he is. He's a stunner, number one stunner. Popping, he out there popping his collar, flipping his chain and shit. He doing what he doing it big. He already pulling up in Rolls Royces and shit, and they only got 1.4 million a year type shit in contract fees. So he already, you know what I'm saying? So ESPN all over Shedeur's nuts. They glazing him, whatever he do, whatever he do good, whatever he do bad, he in the that's just his life. He's in the spotlight, man. And I can see Dylan Gabriel coming in where he see the news and everybody talking about him being short and shit, him doing this wrong, him doing that wrong, and they don't see him playing in the NFL. So I can see him getting a little pissed off and try to throw a little jab out there, especially after he did play pretty decent besides the interception. He tried to throw a little jab out there, possibly get into the media that way. He clickbait somehow, some way, but he ended up cleaning it up. Just take it with a grain of salt, my man. You just gonna be known as Shedeur's shadow. You won't be walking in this shadow until proven otherwise. Feel bad for him, man, because I was actually looking forward to him, the ball out there on the field. So when he was balling, I was like, okay. He was doing his shit. But yeah, no backstabbing Shedeur. That ain't gonna play out right for you, my man. That might put you in the backseat. Shedeur right now is out with an oblique, and in comparison with them two, Shedeur, who did they play? I forgot who they played last week, but Shedeur ended up coming out on top. Two touchdowns. You already know. Passing rate was pretty good. Completion rate was pretty good. He looked good. So in comparison to Dylan Gabriel, the numbers is kind of similar, but with that INT, I'm sure the coach is looking at that because it was like a force. He tried to force it, and Shedeur didn't do none of that. His debut, he didn't force anything. He let the game come to him. Played like a vet, like he was already in the league for like at least 3 years, 3-year quarterback. But yeah, Dylan, hopefully next week you get your time in. I know you're coming off a hamstring injury, but try to stay quiet. I'll say try to keep your head low, especially with going into week 1 of this. This shit is political for real. Yeah, the Browns and Eagles. Next, we got the Jets and the Giants. Giants looking pretty decent. They don't got Malik Neighbors out there. Again, it is preseason, so can't count my eggs before they hatch, or whatever the saying is. Y'all know. I don't fucking know. But yeah, Giants looking good during this preseason, and I say that mainly because Jackson Dart is looking good. Like I said, he was one of the quarterbacks I wanted to pick up for sure in the first round, second round, whenever we could have got him. Obviously, Steelers had other plans, and now we got Will Howard, who ain't even played preseason because he hurt his hand snapping the ball. Never heard of no shit like that before, but kind of a wasted pick at this point, because I don't see Will Howard playing at all this season, especially with him not being able to show us anything this preseason. And then you got Skylar Thompson and Mason Rudolph killing it right now, or doing the damn thing. But anyway, back to New York Jets and Giants. Giants came out on top on the Jets. I want to really highlight Jackson Dart versus Russell Wilson. Really, I think it's time for Russell Wilson, and in all honesty, to go ahead and hang up them cleats, because that boy, I say by week 3 or 4, he's out of here. That man is a one-hit wonder. He a one-hit wonder, a one-ball wonder, whatever you want to call him. He only got one ball, and that's throwing it deep. And if the receiver ain't, if him and the receiver ain't in line with each other, it's not going anywhere. The thing about Russell is his mobility was his thing at the Seahawks, and without that mobility that he had at the Seahawks, he can't really. He already doesn't like to throw it over the middle of the field. He doesn't like to be in the pocket because he can't see over the middle of the field. And now we in 2025, going into 2026 season. Athletes on the D line is way crazier, way faster, more athletic. It's more physical. I mean, it's physical, but it was physical back then, so I'm not gonna say that. But as far as speed goes, I feel like the D line speed is way more crazier than what it was like 10 years ago. They like athletes, like them niggas can possibly line up at tight end if they had the hands for it. So with Russell Wilson not being able to, run to the outside because he is 36, runs his physical traits is starting to diminish. So he's not able to run, and when you're not able to run to get the ball out, like he's running, he likes to run to the side and load up and throw it deep, or side load up, throw it deep out, whatever the case may be. Like when you can't do that, he's just throwing check down passes. So check down passes, okay, 5, 6, like yeah, they're gonna get you some yards, but you slowing the game up now. And then once the defense pick up on that, they'll allow you to get those little 2 to 3 yarders as long as we can rally up and get you the 4th down. But then what he do is, instead of throwing the middle or like calling some shit to, you can't call no middle plays for him to throw like down the seams and shit, like in like some cover 2 or to the, you know what I'm saying? He only wants fucking outside deep balls, like a deep post possibly, or a deep fade up the sideline. And the cold part is, like, I started noticing when he throws the ball, it's like he knows where his receiver's at, but he don't throw it to where the receiver should be. He throw it to where he wants the receiver to be. Like, as far as, and I know that sounds weird, but like, I mean, like, he'll throw the ball, say the receiver is going up and posting out. He'll already done throwing the ball the opposite way and expecting the receiver to change his whole trajectory. He did that the whole time. He did that a lot with the Steelers. And towards the end, he ended up with 5 interceptions because he's just throwing shit up. That shit worked back then, but that shit ain't working now. Like, he's not even looking where his receivers are. He's not in connection with them. I don't see him having a real successful season. Now, granted, he is 4 for 7 this last game against the Jets. 4 for 7, 57% completion, 1 interception. That interception was that deep ball. It's just random ass deep ball he just decided to throw. It's like he knows he's not at that level no more. So he's like, all right, fuck it, let me just throw up a prayer and see if it gets answered. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so he's not really getting a lot of time in the preseason to get in his groove. So I'll be excited to see what he does in week 1. Week 1, whoever they play week 1. But as far as right now, I don't really see him being a starter throughout the rest of this year. And if Jackson Dart does take over as a starter this year, I would consider putting Russell under the retirement plan. Get him, pinching him out already. You know what I'm saying? Or take your 401k. Enjoy your life with Sierra. Move on and move out, man. You still gonna go down as a legend. You ain't got it, man. You ain't got it, brother. Especially when you only got one play. Like I said, man up, too high. Too high safeties. Lock up, too high safeties. And just give us some good pass rush, because he ain't gonna sit in the pocket. He ain't gonna hike. He gonna hike, scramble out, try to throw it deep. That's his only game. I want y'all to pay attention. Now let's move on to Jackson Dart. On the other hand, Jackson Dart, it is preseason. Calm down, it is preseason. That's what they gonna say. But Jackson Dart's looking way more like a professional football player in this time than Russell Wilson. Jackson Dart looks poised. I don't know if Jackson Dart, I believe actually Jackson Dart was at Ole Miss for some time, or at least playing in college football for some time before going into the NFL. Like, he didn't just leave his sophomore season, so he pretty grown and poised, and he got the swag, white boy swag. He already wearing the chains. He going crazy when he throwing touchdown. You know what I'm saying? He is big dude, can run. He don't hesitate when throwing the ball. He darting that motherfucker. Yeah, Jackson Dart is definitely gonna be that guy in the future, and I can definitely see him being that guy for them this year. And I'm not saying if he starts they're gonna ball out, but I definitely see him starting this year and going into next year. Maybe they pick up another wideout or so to help give him Malik Neighbors some help. But he do have one of his Ole Miss partners with him at receiver, number 2. I just actually found that out today. So he got that connection already. And then just throwing a solid run game, they could be solid within the next couple years with Jackson Dart. But Jackson Dart went 14 to 16, 87% completions, 2 TDs. One was a seam pass that every coach looks for, that every coach wants to see. Every head coach wants to see a nice little seam look down the middle. He pump faked to the running back, shifted the linebacker safety, darted it down the middle. That's what coaches want to see. They want to see if we can hit the middle of the field, get them 10, 15 yards like that. They don't want to just take chances on first quarter. This first quarter, 7 minutes in the clock, and you just throwing up a long ball just because you can't get shit done. Like, nah, we want to see if we can march down the field, dot these motherfuckers up. And that's what Dart is doing. He darting motherfuckers up. He got 3 touchdowns so far in the preseason. His last game with the Jets, he passed for 1 and ran for 1 on the 2-yard line. Big body, just laid in the end zone. Nobody stopped him. Nobody stuffed him. Just laid down and forced his will, and then got up and started, swag surfing on niggas. Like, he started doing the damn thing. So I could definitely see him being a starter. It already looks like the O-line loved to block for him, which I don't know if that's the first team or second O-line that he's blocking with, but the O-line loves him. It looked like when he go to the sideline, coaches slapping his helmet and shit. They doing it all. Like, they showing like you. It's like the Shador. This is what I'm talking about with Shador and Dylan Gabriel. Like you like yeah Shador, yeah Jackson. They be trying to make it known that we don't want that nigga. Keep that nigga away from us. And that's how they making it known. So yeah, salute to you, Jackson Dart. I see he's definitely gonna I see him shining. I'm definitely hating because I definitely wanted him. But yeah, congrats, man. Russell Wilson, like I said, man, go ahead and get your 401k plan set up and ready to go. We want to see you going on a good note. Don't Aaron Rodgers your situation, man. Don't have your last couple years be where you shit on the Steelers, shit on the Giants, and retire. And if you do go somewhere, make sure it makes sense. Cause even Jameis Winston is niggas would rather have Jameis Winston than Russell Wilson in these times, bro. Like, for real. We'd rather have Jameis Winston than Russell Wilson. It's crazy as that sounds. But yeah. Next on the list, got the Raiders versus 49ers. 49ers came out, handled the Raiders. And I'm not gonna say handled them, but they gave them good work on both ends. It was out here in Las Vegas. By the way, I'm in Las Vegas by the way, so we're gonna be definitely putting up these bets. I want to put up the bets when regular seasons do start. I don't want to bet on preseason because that's bad. Like, if you betting on preseason, you got a fucking gambling addiction. You literally betting on a nigga that's about to play for 5 snaps. For 5 snaps and possibly not gonna get the ball, possibly gonna get hurt, possibly not gonna make the team. Like, that's wild. But yeah, we're in Vegas with it. But back to the Raiders. Ashton Genty, I was gonna put that boy on the Benchmade list. He was gonna be the only one on the Benchmade list this week, but he ended up making it out. I had high expectations for him. As far as what people was presenting to me, because I paid attention to him a little bit, but I wasn't watching Boise State like that. You know what I'm saying? You just see the highlighted runs, but every time I seen him, I was like, he at Boise State. So his last game, he finished with -1 yard, 3 touches, -1 yard. Like, that was on that man tough, on him like white on rice, and he couldn't go nowhere. But this week, it seemed like the coach was like, nah, we about to get our money's worth out of you, nigga. They gave it to him 7 times. The first carry, or it wasn't even a carry, it was a swing pass, swung it to him. It looked like he tried to lower his shoulder against the linebacker, and he looked like he got the best of the linebacker, but the way the hit was, since Ashton Genty is so low to the ground and small, the linebacker hit him, boom, and the linebacker like kind of staggered, but Ashton Genty's still up because he already like he like 3 feet off the ground. He already got his little center of gravity. But at the same time, he definitely looked stuck and shook. He looked like he was stuck and shook, and he had a stinger going on his shoulder stinger. Sorry about that. Hold on. I got a shoulder stinger myself. But yeah, back to it. So it looked like he had a stinger on his arm, shoulder fucked up. I'm thinking like, oh man, this motherfucker about to be a bust. Like, he get -1 the first time, then you mean to tell me that this time around you get hit once and you out of there? So he go to the sideline. I'm thinking he done for the day. They ain't about to put him back in there. And like I said, it was like the coach was like, nah, nigga, you about to give me my money's worth. But owner probably made some calls like, hold up, get this nigga back up out there. Y'all tripping. They popped his shoulder in, did what they had to do, threw him out there. As soon as he out there first play, carry, boom. Broke a 15-yarder. Ran somebody over. Truck sticked him. Looking like Marshawn Lynch and shit out there. Maurice Jones-Drew out there. Gave it to him. And I was like, okay. Then gave it to him a few more times, and then he snuck in with a 2-yard TD. I don't know if it was against his backup line or O-line or whatnot, but it was definitely some good runs within that. Like I said, Raiders, this is preseason, and this will probably be you guys' only time to really shine and enjoy this time, because this is how it is every year. You guys pick up somebody, think it's gonna be the year, and then it ain't. But you guys did look decent. Ashton Genty, you did miss out on the podcast or on the Benchmade list. You escaped by the hair on your chinny chin, because you was for sure about to be on it. But yeah, congrats on your first TD, and Yeah, man. Raiders, Raiders, 49ers. 49ers came out on top. But, all right, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in for Benchmade podcast. Please, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already had. Like I said, hopefully we can get a guest on here on the next show once we get all our bugs in order and dot our T's, cross our I's, P's and Q's, whatever y'all like to say. But we out. Benchmade.